Hey, good day, social media. Hope everyone's doing well. I am great on this. What is today? Today is a Tuesday. I'm off today, and I'm feeling quite good. I think the last time you guys would have seen me do a video in the car, I was getting ready to run errands. Today is a little different. I'm literally just leaving home now and heading by my best friend. We're gonna have a little heart to heart about some things going on that I need to talk to someone about. But yeah, and I'm not in the beater today. I'm in the good. I'm in the good car today. My beater actually has a flat, and I didn't have the strength to change that flat today. So I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna just let that sit until I have some energy, and yeah, because I thought I'd maybe put the spare on, but I don't like driving with the spare. So yeah, I'm gonna wait about a week or so and just replace the tire altogether. This morning was awesome. I went to the beach after I went jogging, so that was great. And I got a couple messages so far, from a few people asking me, it's like, Lloyd, well, where's the daily video? What's going on? And I simply said, you know what, I was feeling, a bit not mushy, but I was feeling some kind of way today, and so I wasn't in the best of moods. Not necessarily a bad mood, but there was something that was on my mind, and I literally just came off the phone with my best friend. We were talking, and I recognized that what was on my mind wasn't what was bothering me. I think it was just being used subconsciously as an impetus to really get me to talk about what I was really feeling. And so I knew I wanted to talk about something, and that definitely wasn't it. So I wouldn't even go into that. But as I'm talking to you guys, of course I always got a little focus, a little motivation, and today's motivation is apparently about relationships again. I know I've been talking so much about relationships, but it must be on my mind, so I hope that's a good thing. So the topic today is how do you know when you're on the lane for your soulmate or for the one destined for you. Oftentimes people get into situationships. You may meet someone, and it may be good. You guys may have a sexual connection, or even you may meet someone and you two may even mesh on a friendship level, and it may not be like a sexual thing. But however, we meet people, and those connections evolve into the different experiences. And so it got me to thinking about the whole idea of being with someone for the purpose of long term, whether that's a long term relationship or marriage, living situation, whatever it is. But how do you know you found your soulmate, your Mrs. Right, your Mr. Right? And so it's a simple idea that I want to talk about. I'm sure you guys have so many comments, and if you do, this page is now evolved from Facebook. I was predominantly posting most of my content on Facebook, but I had some issues with Facebook. I was in Facebook jail. All right, they put me in cuffs. Apparently I was infringing on some of their copyright issues, and so I've decided to advance my thing from Facebook, and so I'm going to now push my business YouTube page full throttle, and so that's what I'm focusing on. So if you're watching this on YouTube, yeah, this is where it's supposed to be. You're probably not going to see this on Facebook. But yeah, I have a question, and I want you guys to comment on it. Is the person that you're with arresting your development, or is that person bringing to rest any concerns that you may have previously had? And again, you may have been with someone, several people in fact in the past, and those persons may have created challenges for you. We call them being in bad relationships. Maybe people aren't treating you the way you think you deserve to be treated, aren't acknowledging you as a special person in their life, even though you may be doing everything to be the perfect husband kind of material or the perfect wife kind of material, but your partner is not like acknowledging you for that. It's almost like they take you for granted. And so that's what I mean about arresting your development. Are they taking for granted your or in the past have they took for granted the value that you've been trying to add to the union of the two of you? And that's in opposition to someone bringing to rest concerns that you may have had, and bringing to rest maybe you had previous feelings of inadequacy. Maybe you had concerns about not feeling good enough, not feeling like you deserve to have someone designated for just you. Here in the Bahamas, we have this culture about sweethearting, and that still is a mystery to me. Like I can safely say, in all the relationships, and I knock on plastic wood thingy, in all the relationships I've been in, I've never cheated. If I've ever gotten to a place where I felt like, this thing wasn't working for me, I simply just, exited out, because I don't believe in that. If it ain't working for me, then it ain't working. But are you, or have you been with someone who has brought to rest any concerns that you would have had, making you feel so at peace and so secure in that relationship where you knew, hey, this is where you want to be? This topic actually came to mind the other day when literally yesterday, let me not make it sound like, I have such a great life. But this literally came to mind yesterday. You guys would have seen me working out with my special friend who gave a little wave. And so she's awesome. She's not ready to introduce herself yet on the page, but I'm working on that. But we went working out yesterday, and something so phenomenal happened. I still can't believe it. Like, we were on the phone last night talking about it, and I'm like, wow. It felt like magic. So we went for a walk in the Eastern New Providence area, and nearing the end of that walk, it started to rain. And there was an older couple in front of us who had an umbrella, and she was like, see, they have an umbrella. So in my head I was like, whatever. But eventually we got comfortable in walking in the rain. And so at a certain point though, I said to her, do you want to stand under this tree while we wait for the rain to hold up? And she agreed. And so she just said, well, I hope it's not thundering. And obviously there was no thunder or lightning. And while we were there, she did something that blew my mind. She asked me if I wanted to pray. Now, if you know me intimately, you would know that over the past few weeks and months, I've been fostering a deeper connection with God, just trying to understand His purpose so much deeper in my life. And I've put aside a lot of bad habits and things that I would have formerly done, simply because I want to now clear the room to allow God to do what He needs to do in me. And I think that's important. And if you've ever been at a place like that in your life, then you understand exactly what I'm talking about. Sometimes that means cutting away certain friends, pulling away from certain bad habits, but doing the work and doing those things that you need to do to allow Him to then take over. And so I've made those decisions. And so yeah, she asked me if I wanted to pray, and I felt so humbled by that, because I was like, you know what, if she wanted to pray, she could have simply said, you know what, hold my hand, let's pray. And she could have conducted that prayer. But being the man there, she gave me the respect of now offering up a prayer, which I felt so like I valued that. That was a good thing. And I'm sure she's watching this, and I want her to know that I really appreciated that. But as we prayed, so I'll tell you guys how it happened. What I did was I kind of placed my hand around her waist. Instead of holding her hands, I put my arm around her waist, and we both closed our eyes. And in that moment, as we were praying, literally, for me, it felt like there was nowhere else that I needed to be. But two, I've never prayed a prayer like that before. I prayed for siblings and my parents before, or even close friends, and even like held their hands or been in the same space while praying, but never before have I felt like I was praying. It felt like we were one. And I know that might sound strange. I'm not married. I've never been married. Actually, never been in a very serious relationship. But in that moment, it just felt like when I was praying, it felt like we were one. And even the words that I used in the prayer were towards a oneness, which for me was powerful. That was a great experience. And yeah, these people in Nassau drive so horribly. And so yeah, I really, really, really felt so awesome about that. I'm telling you about this again because, again, you know, I feel like the connection that I have with her is one that is brought to rest a lot of fears and concerns that I've had about being in a serious relationship before. Now, technically, she and I haven't really been together long enough for me to say, you know, I'm in love. So I'm not saying that. So don't quote me on that. But what I am saying, though, is that, and I always talk to her about, you know, living in the moment. The moments that we share makes me feel like, you know what, this is actually the person I'm supposed to be with in this moment right now. And so I've asked you guys a question. Have you been in a relationship that has arrested your development emotionally, or have you been in a relationship that has brought to rest concerns that you would have had? I want you to place those in the comment box. And let's continue this conversation, because again, I think it's so important to acknowledge the value of relationships that we have in our lives, even if those relationships aren't giving us everything that we think we deserve. I always say to people, don't look at it as a bad encounter, but just simply look at it as an experience, and all things are experiences. My quote that many of my students know that I would have said in the past: every moment is an opportunity to learn. And so, what am I learning? I'm learning that in time, you can love anyone. But if someone's destined for you, that's a whole different experience. And so, again, not saying that I'm in love, but I'm definitely saying the experience that I'm having with her is one that I cherish. I cherish it for every moment that we're having. But I also want to share this moment with you guys. You know, if you're married, if you're in a relationship with someone, and it's been a situation that has empowered you and made you feel like, you know what, this is where you want to be. Or unfortunately, if you're in a situation and you feel like, you know what, maybe this is just one of those things where it's just going to be an experience. Of course, don't call your name and don't tell your partner, but put that, stick that somewhere in your mind and know that, hey, look here, you won't going back to this, and this is definitely something that you'll learn from. Now, I hope that this conversation continues, and I hope that this video has given you something to think about. If it has, I encourage you to like this video, also subscribe, and share this page with your friends, because again, it's not the relationship page. It's only things going on in my life that I think I want to share with other people. But I think these are conversations that need to be had right now. In our country, there are so many other things to talk about, but I say in the end, what's most important is what's going on in your heart. I had a conversation with I call him the relationship doctor, Kirk. I can't remember his last name now. Kirk, who used to work at ZNS. Matters of the Heart is a show that he used to have, and I have one of his books, and I so enjoyed listening to that dude because I felt like he was so in tune with where we're supposed to be. So again, this is from my company, Food for Thought, where we give you complete nourishment for your body, for your mind, and for your spirit. And I hope again that you guys continue to follow my content, as it is always geared toward giving you the things that matter to you. Again, this is a Tuesday. Enjoy the day, and continue to be blessed. Thank you for listening.